Every superhero movie you love owes something to this movie. Back in 2002, Spider-Man was not only a success, but it was the movie that changed the industry. This movie changed everything, and here's why. Before Spider-Man, superhero movies had already started to gain a bit of momentum. With Batman 1989, people thought this was the big break for superhero movies and comics being presented on the big screen. That was a short-lived argument because then films like Batman and Robin came about in the late 90s and people then got put off by that kind of superhero movie. Blade and X-Men showed real potential. Films that could actually work, but the thing is that audiences really wanted was a film that felt all-inclusive for everyone to sit down and watch, which is similar to how the love of the comics came about in the first place, with everyone being able to read them and having no limitation. Because what audiences were waiting for was something that carried emotion, fun, entertainment, and didn't feel like it held back from all audiences, which Blade did because it was horror, and X-Men did because it wasn't as entertaining as other superhero movies. You wanted something that audiences could all connect with. However, that film just didn't exist yet. And then in 2002, Spider-Man swung onto the scene and everything changed. Peter Parker felt like a relatable kid, dealing with school, dealing with social life, dealing with jobs, no money, things that kids have to deal with. And from the action, from the web slinging to the chaos with Green Goblin, this film felt like it was so complete. And even though it didn't stick down to everything that the comics had in place, it felt like it changed the tone to be more cinematic and didn't feel like it ever flowed too far away from what the original source was. This was finally the film that we'd been asking for, that could appeal to all audiences and feel like it had genuine stakes, felt like it went into the deep dark areas when it needed to, but felt like it had hope and felt like a superhero movie everybody could get behind. As this wasn't just another superhero movie, this was the blueprint that would change movies moving forward. After Spider-Man hit, everything seemed to change. Superhero movie budgets grew to heights that you'd never seen before. You saw Sam Raimi complete his trilogy and make shitloads of money. And you then saw the Dark Knight trilogy born, as well as the MCU. It felt like all of them were trying to do the exact same what Spider-Man did and create a cinematic universe, which people were dying to see some of their favourite superheroes appear on the big screen. And they knew it was the next big money-making machine. This is where blockbusters and Hollywood had changed forever because of Spider-Man. Spider-Man proved that superheroes could be taken more seriously and that they were big money-making machines and that they could change the game forever. And they did. The MCU grew from Iron Man onwards from all the way to today. The Dark Knight trilogy was a huge success because Spider-Man had already carved out the perfect path for the Batman trilogy to actually succeed and work into its fashion. And all of the films that we name, the lineage all runs back to Spider-Man. Suddenly, superhero movies weren't a niche anymore. They were the main attraction. That change happened with one web slinger from Queens. If you enjoy breaking down the exact moments where franchises, series change for either the better, for the worse, then don't forget to subscribe, as this is Everything Changed and you want to be alerted to our next episode. From humble beginnings to a move that captured hearts and imaginations around the world. It paved the way for trilogies, for cinematic universes, and for big blockbusters. In that moment, this is the movie that changed everything.